Day in Japan is kind of the answer to Valentine's Day, which of course is February 14th. Like I mentioned last month, February 14th, or Valentine's Day, is specifically a holiday that's supposed to be just for guys. Girls are supposed to buy chocolate for the guys in their life, and then on White Day, guys that got chocolate are supposed to return the favor by giving cookies. It's kind of a fun little twist on the tradition that, you know, is very Japanese, because you're always doing okaishi, which is like giving back when somebody gives you something. So, and of course it's a reason to sell things to people and make lots of money, which is always a good thing too. So, it's kind of a fun and unique kind of addition to everything. It's kind of proven to be a little tricky lately, because it used to be, like I said, that you would buy a gift for all of the guys that you know. You'd buy them all chocolate. So if you worked in an office, you'd buy all your coworkers a little tiny box of chocolate and give that to them. And then on White Day, then they would give you in return a little box of cookies. And we're not talking about anything really big or elaborate. You know, the little box of chocolate might actually contain just 2 pieces of chocolate. That's totally fine, especially for people that are just like your coworkers. You wouldn't put a whole lot of money into it. They probably cost like $3, $4, $5 each. Obviously, if you have a lot of guys in your office, that can be expensive. You give, you know, bigger boxes for your managers and stuff like that. But it's a time to kind of share and give back to each other. Just a nice casual, kind of smaller kind of gift than the bigger gift-giving season, which like is Oseibo and Ojugen, which is a little more complicated. And so then White Day was a nice answer to that, and it was usually strictly cookies, and it was meant to be an answering gift from the people who got chocolate. But as with Valentine's Day, where Valentine's Day kind of evolved into this whole thing where everybody could buy chocolate, and girls could buy chocolate just for their friends or for themselves, White Day has kind of changed into being something that can be really for anybody. And it's not just strictly cookies, it's like cookies and chocolate, because everybody knows that girls like chocolate, so they want to try to market it more to make it more appealing. I didn't get a chance to get you guys some video of the White Day cookie collection. It's not nearly as overwhelming or as awe-inspiring as the chocolate is. People don't do homemade cookies very much. That whole concept of making cookies at home is not really here. It's kind of strange. A lot of people will bake cakes and stuff like that, but making cookies and like muffins or cupcakes, not really here at all. It's a pretty foreign kind of concept. So I make homemade cookies all the time. I give them to my students, and people are always like, wow, these are so cool. I've never had a cookie before. I mean, they sell cookies. That sounds random. They do sell cookies, but people just don't make them really very much at home. And it could do with the fact that, and this could be a whole different topic, but in Japan there aren't big ovens. You can't make, you know, 24 cookies at one shot in the big oven that's below your range. They don't have that. They have a range place for boiling water and doing frying, and then right under that is a smaller kind of broiler for cooking fish. And the concept of having a really big oven where you can put a big turkey, for example, or, you know, do casseroles or cook cookies, they just don't have that. So when you do bake cookies, you use these kinds of microwaves that they have here, where it's a combination of a microwave, a toaster, and a conventional oven, just where you bake cookies in. And then of course you just have a little tiny tray that you can put in. It's like an easy bake oven, you know, and you can cook maybe, if you push it, maybe 9 cookies on one sheet, but only one sheet that you could get in there in one shot. So it takes a little longer to make cookies that way. But kind of a side note. So, but White Day's fun. It's a good time to give gifts to people, of course, and you know, just kind of a fun kind of celebration of things. I don't know if people are kind of, you know, forgetting about it a little bit, because it doesn't seem to have the same power that it used to have. It could be because more and more people are realizing that, you know, they like the idea of doing Valentine's Day for both boys and girls, kind of like they do in the States, and so maybe White Day will kind of just disappear altogether. I don't know. So, but I'd be curious what you guys all think about the concept of needing to give back when somebody gives you a gift. A lot of times in the States, I know, if somebody gives us something, we're done. We're like, sweet, thank you, present, awesome. And maybe we write a thank you card, or we send an email, or we pat you on the back and say thanks, I don't know. But there's not a whole lot of that culture of, you gave me something, so I need to give you something back. You know, whereas in Japan, that's a huge part of everything. Somebody gives you something, even if it's like for your birthday, and you kind of have to do okaishi and give something back, which is kind of strange and takes a little getting used to. I know I was most surprised by it, you know, at wedding times, people giving you gifts and you have to give them a gift back. You know, weddings in the States, the most the guests get is a little box of chocolates maybe. So kind of a strange thing. But so any of your guys' comments or questions about that, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below.